Now on TV6 News.
More weather alerts for millions across the country as the death toll climbs over 80 from winter storms. A look at relief efforts and the next round of weather ahead. And it's now a two-candidate race for the Republican nomination as the campaign trail hits New Hampshire. How each candidate is preparing for tomorrow's big vote. And later, a U.S. hospital testing a new way to detect cancer early. How the use of algorithms could help in finding cancers quickly and accurately. Your News at 4 starts now.
You're watching KWQC TV6 Davenport, the station that cares for you. Live from the Quad City's #1 station for news. This is KWQC TV6 News at 4.
And our weather tops your news today at 4 after some very light freezing precipitation this morning. Things have thawed out there, but are we done with all of that freezing moisture coming from the sky? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sharon DeRycke. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Erik Maitland as we are under yet another first alert day. Eric, I feel like it's a broken record this month.
Yeah, if Mother Nature isn't going to get us one way, she'll get us another. And going into the night and tomorrow, it's going to be, again, a winter weather advisory type scenario where we could have a little bit of freezing rain or freezing drizzle and a little snow as well. Right now, as we look at our current road conditions, nothing too bad. Still a little farther south and east. That's where the icing this morning was a little bit more substantial. That's why road conditions there are still looking at partially covered with a few more slick spots. Here's a look at our gray sky and that snow on the ground and details on our first alert day, which will go through 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. That should about do it. Now, again, the threat will be for poor travel, and the hazards will be a little bit more freezing rain and even some snow this time around with moderate impact to the roads. As we time everything out, getting into the late evening and early overnight hours, first of all, some rain's coming at us, but the leading edge could have another little swath of freezing rain. That will be with us through the middle of the night. And then as we get into our Tuesday, we do a transition from rain for many areas to a little band of snow, and that might accumulate to the tune of 1 or 2 inches. And then we're left with cloudy skies. We'll do it all again on Wednesday. Right now, the freezing rain well off to our south and east, but there's that next batch ready to come into the cold air and ice things up a little bit overnight.
You're watching TV6 News.
Cancer cases are on the rise among U.S. adults under 50, according to a recent report by the American Cancer Society. The research says cancer patients are increasingly shifting from older to middle-aged individuals. No matter the age, when cancer strikes, early detection is critical, as it improves chances of survival. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has a look at new artificial intelligence technology being tested at a U.S. hospital that may help to quickly and accurately diagnose cancer.
Now on TV6 News.
Public works crews throughout the QCA hard at work after recent rounds of winter weather. Look at how crews are working to keep the streets in their communities clear. And we'll hear from the Iowa DNR about how you can stay safe while ice fishing this winter. And later, Rock Island Mayor Mike Tomes gave his State of the City address today, the accomplishments that were celebrated and the mayor's vision for 2024. Your News at 5 starts now.
You're watching KWQC TV6 Davenport, the station that cares for you. Live from the Quad City's #1 station for news. This is KWQC TV6 News at 5.
And our weather tops your news today at 5 as we are in another first alert day. We woke up to some freezing precipitation this morning. Pretty quiet out there right now, but that could change. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sharon DeRycke. Let's get to Theresa Bryant in our weather center with more on some more wet weather headed our way. And we're talking rain, possibly some ice, and then some snow, T, kind of a little bit of everything.
A wintry mix of all. Yeah, we are going to be seeing that later tonight. First alert day does remain in effect for our viewing area until 10 a.m. Tuesday. And the reasons, well, we're going to see ice, rain, freezing rain, and snow. Poor travel expected across much of our viewing area. We're looking at temperatures right now in the 30s, change from over the weekend where we were looking at sub-zero readings. Winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, creating a little bit of a wind chill out there. But our main story, that area of precipitation expected to move in late tonight and into early tomorrow. Winter weather advisory remains in effect through noon Tuesday. So let's take a look at the radar. Most of that precipitation from earlier this morning has now moved off to the east, but we'll see additional rain, freezing rain, sleet and snow moving in during the overnight hours as we head into early Tuesday. That rain and freezing rain changing over to snow, which could give us some minor accumulations, especially across the northern portions of our viewing area. Here's your planner. Temperatures expected to stay nearly steady right around the freezing mark this evening.
Now on TV6 News.
Questions over transparency from Davenport City Hall now catching the attention of the Iowa State Capitol. What some state lawmakers are now calling for in response. Keeping up with the winter weather. A look at the issues some city crews are facing and keeping the roads clear and safe. Then, ice fishing, certainly more common around this time of year. What risks you should be aware of, especially as the temperatures start to change. The news at 6 starts now.
You're watching KWQC TV6 Davenport, the station that cares for you. Live from the Quad City's #1 station for news. This is KWQC TV6 News at 6.
And we begin with the weather first at 6 o'clock tonight. As conditions have warmed up outside, things also getting more slick on the roadways as refreeze becomes an issue on some of our area roads. That is the discussion of our first alert weather day today. We thank you for being with us at 6. I'm Redrick Terry. Morgan is off tonight. Chief Meteorologist Erik Maitland is here as well, and a good thing to mention because we see the warmth out there. I guess you could call it warmth, especially in the last week or so.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there aren't things to worry about out there still.
Yeah, that's right. Temperatures tonight will drop right back to around freezing, if not a degree or two below in some areas. Mostly all right, but yeah, refreeze is always an issue, especially after the coating that those roads got this morning from a little freezing rain.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a slick start today.
Yeah, and there's going to be another round of that coming our way tonight. Right now, you can see the roads areas in blue. That's where the roads are still a little partially covered, maybe, but farther south and east for the metro into central Illinois, that's where the freezing rain was a bigger issue today and still is, and might be a bigger issue tomorrow as well. But with the cloudy skies, we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. We will be waiting for more rain and freezing rain to come our way overnight. So we do have our first alert day going through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for poor travel. Ice and even a little bit of snow. So moderate impact areas in purple there, pretty much the whole area. Here's what happens overnight. We get another round of rain, but on the leading edge in the colder air with those temperatures around freezing, we could get a quick swath of some freezing rain with some minor ice accumulations. And then tomorrow morning, rain back to the west will start changing to a band of snow. This will move through during the morning hours, and then by the afternoon, we'll be getting that out of the way back to a mostly cloudy sky. And right now, you can see that batch of rain to our south. This is what will be moving our way later this evening into tonight. Temperatures at this point are in the mid-30s, and as far as any icing is concerned for tomorrow morning, we'll see anywhere from a glaze to maybe 1 or 2/10 of an inch accumulation, much like we did this morning. And then as far as snow is concerned, could see a 1 or 2 inch swath north and west of the Quad Cities.
Now on TV6 News.
Police in Joliet, Illinois, investigating the murders of 8 people in a crime one detective says is the worst he's seen in his 30-year career.
At the time, we thought that he probably ran away somewhere.
What was your reaction when you got the DNA results back?
I was totally convinced that that was my uncle that they found.
New technology solving old crimes. A look at forensic investigative genetic genealogy and the impact it's having on getting families the answers they've been looking for years.
And we are starting a January thaw with all the snow and ice in the area. How concerned should we be about flooding and ice jams? The news at 10 starts now.
You're watching KWQC TV6 Davenport, the station that cares for you. Live from the Quad City's #1 station for news. This is KWQC TV6 News at 10.
And we start with the weather first at 10 o'clock tonight as we continue to enjoy some of that warmer weather outside. But with that comes some slick conditions in some areas. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Redrick Terry.
And I'm Sharon DeRycke. Chief Meteorologist Erik Maitland is here with a look at our first alert forecast. And there is some potential for some ice out there tonight.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a repeat of what we had this morning. There will be the chance for some icing by the morning commute. However, the thing that might save us is that the rain comes right behind it with temperatures that'll be above freezing. So we'll just keep a real close eye on those roads tonight and where the temperatures go. Right now, we've got a little drizzle in our southern counties, and as far as our temperatures are concerned, they are still at or above freezing here in the metro. You can see that our visibility is dropping a little bit. I've been noticing a lot of drizzle in our southern counties on the webcams that I've been checking out down there. So for most, if not all of the area, it's a first alert day through 10 a.m. tomorrow. And again, poor travel the morning commute. Afternoon, evening commute should be fine. Ice, even some snow coming back at us. But as we look ahead, we've got the leading edge of the rain that'll be moving into the area a little bit later this evening, early tonight, and with the leading edge being a mix of perhaps freezing drizzle and some sleet, that could cause roads to go downhill for a few hours. But really by morning time, we'll be dealing with temperatures that probably come a little bit above freezing once again, and that will bring us rain. However, on the back edge of the system, we've got a snow band that we'll deal with. So after a little bit of minor glazing in our northern counties, we could get 1, maybe 2 inches of snow from that system, which will continue to lift during the day and by the afternoon leave many of us dry. But again, we've been noticing some drizzle on the radar in the southern portion of our viewing area, but it's a very large band of rain that has yet to move through. That's tonight. And again, the leading edge might be a little bit of an icy mix. Right now, though, most of us in pretty good shape, although temperatures to the south are now dropping to around freezing. So that's where the problems will be first tonight, and then by morning time up around Highway 20.